Take a walk in the rain, it's better for you than you think. Hello everybody, it's Tom here from the Company Code. I hope you're all well today. Today we're going to discuss very briefly why going out in the cold weather, the rain, the snow, out in the mud and the dirt is actually not a bad thing. I know plenty of us, when we get to winter, decide that it's probably time to put your boots away. Don't go for a walk. Don't go out into nature. Just purely because the cold's uncomfortable. You don't want to get wet. You don't want to feel damp. I 100% understand. It's very demotivating to wake up in the morning and see dark clouds, a torrential downpour, and also sometimes wind, rain, snow in the deep of winter. But here's the thing, okay? Hear me out. I used to have a maths tutor many years ago, and this lady was elderly. She was also Scottish. She was very nice, actually. And she made a point, and a very simple point, and I kind of agree. She says, there's so many colds and flus around, and I blame central heating. Now, I'm not telling you to not turn your heating on. With the cost of energy, you might decide not to anyway. But definitely there is something to be held with going out in the more difficult conditions, shall we say, and becoming hardened to it. In my life, I've had a couple of jobs where I've had to work outside. And yes, no one likes the cold. Very few people like the cold. A lot of people really can't stand it. But you do become hardened to it. You do become used to it. Particularly if you're working outside for any length of time. Eventually, there's something perhaps in our ancestral DNA, shall we say, that just clicks. And having done a bit of research about this, there is absolutely good evidence to suggest that walking out in the rain, occasionally, I'm talking all the time, is actually a good thing, because the rain will clear the air. And we always say that when we have a thunderstorm, we just need some rain to clear the air. And 100% it does clear the air. The droplets hit the ground, that churns up the mud, and that releases helpful bacteria. Okay? We breathe that in, and that is actually beneficial for our respiratory system. It clears it out. So you will experience new smells and all that sort of thing, walking out in the rain, walking out in the wind. Same with the snow as well. When you're out in the snow, there is a different feel to the atmosphere when you're out in the cold than what there would be if you was out in the warm. Alright? I'm not saying that tomorrow you go out in the rain, you take all your clothes off and you dance like a lunatic, not at all. What I am saying is, next time you plan to go for a walk or a run, to do some physical exercise, and there's some rain coming down, maybe just put your waterproofs on and just go out. Or maybe just take your umbrella with you. Just go out. Don't dismiss it and go, I'm not going in there, it's cold. It's not as bad. Remember, our ancestors used to live in caves and in woods and trees. I know I'm talking a very long time ago. Somewhere in the human DNA, we are hardwired to survive. And we are able to tolerate a certain level of rain, of snow, of cold, because we used to live in it. Alright? It's only since we've built houses and got heating that we've become perhaps a little bit too comfortable and used to not being in it. Being out in the cold isn't as bad as everybody thinks. It will boost your immune system, 100% it will. It's been proven that those that exercise all year round are less likely to get ill. So they're exposing themselves to the cold. So if you're somebody that likes to keep fit, don't allow the next morning you wake up and it's raining to be a day you don't go for a run. I went for a run this morning, and literally prior to me going to a run, it was a torrential downpour. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't raining when I went out. Maybe that was a bit of luck on my side. But if it had been raining, I'd have just put my cagoule on, probably put a waterproof pair of trousers on, and I'd have still gone for a run. And when I got back, I'd have dried my clothes. It's not a problem. It's definitely worth thinking about. One thing before I go though is do be careful going out in the wind, because obviously the wind can actually be very dangerous. And a couple of years ago, this is quite funny, I was to go for a run, and it was so blustery and so strong. As I tried to run, I wasn't going anywhere. I was literally running on the spot because the wind was blowing me back. It was like something out of a comedy show. It was hilarious. So I spent the next 30 seconds to a minute laughing at myself, turned around and went back in the house. On that particular day, there was no way I was going to manage to make a run around the block. So exercise common sense, you know. I'm not saying do this all the time, but what I am saying is don't allow the bad weather to stop you exercising. Get out, winter or not. Get out in the cold. It's not that bad. Okay? Your body will thank you for it because your immunity will be boosted overall. Alright? 100%. Guys, third and final video of the week. I want to say thank you all ever so much for listening. I really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Thank you kindly. Third and final video of the week, as I said, put down in the comment section below. Are you somebody that's been out in the wet and the cold and the mud and not been bothered? You just like to do your run so much it doesn't matter, or are you kind of a little adverse to it? I'm not saying that you know have to, but what I am saying is don't rule it out next time you want to go for a run. If it's a bit wet, just put some waterproofs on and get out there if you can. 100%. Remember to hit that subscribe button down below, leave me a thumbs up and a like, and let's see that bell sign go ding dong so you know my next content's out. I will be back next week with another 3 videos, but until then, I want to say thank you all ever so much as always. I really appreciate your time and energy spent here on my channel. Thank you kindly, take care of yourselves, and bye for now.